Hey guys, so this video is titled Simple But Not Easy. So why starting a bookkeeping business is the best beginner business model where even though it's simple, it still is not easy. So I just kind of want to make this video because I know a lot of people who are like, maybe trying to start their business, like maybe it's been going, but it's not really working the way that you want it to, and it's not really your fault. The reason why is because a lot of people have false expectations about the amount or the type of work that moves a business forward, especially if you're coming from like a financial background. Like maybe you've been like a director of finance, maybe you've been like a senior accountant, maybe you've been a controller, right? But the things that actually make this business model work are different than most people expect, and that cause a lot of people to struggle, right? Because again, it's simple. It's way simpler than what I ever expected when I first started the business. But it's also harder than what I ever imagined. And really, you find that differentiation between those two, right? Because simple means that there's not a lot of moving parts, right? There's an argument that can be made that there's three aspects of the business itself. Okay. Number one is understanding your packaging and pricing. Two is your sales and marketing. Three is actually doing the work, right? Those are only three pieces. It's not like you have to go and like buy a building. You have to go buy supplies. You have to go and like invest in $1 million worth of equipment. It's very simple compared to other business models, but it is harder because there's a set of skill sets within those three areas that we just talked about: the package and pricing, sales, marketing, and then the client work. Within those, there's a lot of skills that need to be developed. So it's like it's very front loaded in all of your learning. So it's like once you've learned those skills and you understand those skills, then growing the business is very, very simple and it happens very quickly. Okay, so that's the difference between simple and easy. Next thing, so my bookkeeping business journey. So I started in 2015. It took me about 14 months to get to 15 grand a month in sales with bookkeeping and CFO services. Now, it did not have to take me that long. I just did not really know what I didn't know when I first got started, right? So around 7 months into my business, I started investing like mentorship programs and just different things. So like back in 2015, there wasn't that many programs that were like all-in-one programs. Everything was like, okay, maybe this thing talks about pricing. Okay, this is about like how to grow a tax business. This is how to get a job as a bookkeeper. Okay, the used car salesperson course, like to learn sales. Okay, here's a digital marketing course. So there's all a bunch of different random courses I had to buy, right? So we have our mentorship program, where it's more of like a package kind of program to where it teaches you everything you need to know within those three different areas so you can go and avoid a lot of those mistakes that cause most people to fail. Also, if you want to learn a little bit more about that program and see if it's a good fit for you, go ahead and click the link inside the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with myself to see if I can help you inside of that mentorship program. Okay, so let's jump into this thing. So, simplicity versus difficulty. Okay. So, as we kind of talked about, there's a few steps to success, right? When you're first getting started, 0 to 5K per month is about learning how to do sales and your consultation call process. Now, where a lot of people really struggle is that while they're trying to build their sales skills, the market is telling them that they need to go and develop brand assets. So what do I mean by that? Oftentimes, when you get on a consultation call, if someone either does not want to buy from you or does not trust you, they start looking around for all different, like, rather than hurt your feelings, they're looking for things they can kind of like blame as an excuse for why they're not moving forward with you. Oh, you only have 25 years of experience. I'm looking for someone who has 50 years experience. Sorry, I have to go. Or, oh, you don't have a website. I need someone who has a website, which I don't know why I need a website. It's not like, you having a website is going to really determine whether or not you actually know what you're doing with accounting and bookkeeping, right? Because think about it, you could be in a corporate career doing accounting and bookkeeping full time and not have a website. So the website is independent of your skill set. They're mutually exclusive. You can have one without having the other, right? So what that means is it's not that you need those branding assets, it means they don't trust you. So what most people do is they spend 3 to 6 months learning coding, learning how to build a website, trying to think of a business name, making like business cards, because instead of going and facing the actual thing head on, which is learning how to build trust in a consultation call, right? When you're getting started, if you actually learn what you're doing, like you can talk to potential client within 5 minutes, they are ready to move forward with you at the price point you look for, especially if money is not an option. if you can build enough trust, ask the right questions, present how you're going to help them in a very simplistic manner. Like, it doesn't really take a lot, but to learn that skill set of what is the minimum viable set of questions and responses to ask, that takes years and years worth of training. Now, you can condense years worth of training by joining a mentorship program, right? So how did I learn so fast with my sales stuff? It's because I actually paid someone to sit and review each one of my consultation calls with me every single day for an entire year. So every consultation call I would do, he even had examples of his consultation calls, and I can watch. So it's almost like I was doing I was it's kind of like if you're playing a sport. So many of you guys like maybe played a sport to some degree, whether you're a professional or not. I'm not asking about that. If you played a sport, the professionals, they have designated time in their week every week to go over game film, both their film and the competitor's film. They've researched, right? So they're actually playing more games in their mind than they're playing with their body. And it allows them to be able to know what to do when it comes to the actual physical game time, right? So they're putting themselves in the best position mentally to be able to go out there physically. It's the same thing when it comes to this. So you can condense down time by getting the right information, using a script, right? And then learning from your game time film. And it's hard to it's hard to dissect your own film if you don't know why things are either working or not working. So, for example, me, nowadays, I can look at my own consultation call and say, oh crap, I said that word. I knew I shouldn't have said that word, but in the moment I kind of felt like I should. I don't know why I did that to kind of take that out. But if I didn't know all the things I knew, it's like, oh, this person at the end of the call just didn't have any money, right? So you have to be able to dissect. And again, that's why it goes back to being like hard. But it's like simple. It's like just be good at sales. Simple. The hard part is executing on the sales. Okay. Um, and each step must be executed correctly. And that's why it's like once you've understood that step and once you know like how to do it, then yes, it does make a lot of sense. Okay. Next thing is going to be like your business structure, right? So in terms of simplicity, like it's what are you selling? How do you sell it? How do you get more leads and consultation calls? Okay. We've already talked about the sales a little bit, right? When it comes to like what are you selling? Luckily for us, most business owners that are over 1 to 2 years old understand why they need accounting and why they need a lesser percentage of that understand why they need bookkeeping, right? So one reason why we're targeting the clients that we target is because we need someone that understands why they need bookkeeping. The hardest people in the world to sell bookkeeping are business owners that are so unsophisticated they don't understand why they need bookkeeping. If you have to explain why someone needs bookkeeping while you're on the call with them, it's very, very hard to close that person down. So you need to preemptively sell them or have a really good, once they book the call, like have a really good post-call booking sequence that educates them on like your service, why they need a bookkeeper, et cetera, et cetera. Or you just target people that already know why they need a bookkeeper, right? Oftentimes, when they start going to the kind of next level, their CPA will tell them they need a bookkeeper. They're kind of advanced past just doing the bookkeeping like once a year, right? So after you understand like what you're selling, and then who do you sell it to, now you need to understand how to go and get leads. Okay, so that's where like social media comes into play. That's where internet comes into play. Okay, so two different ways when we're talking about when we talk about marketing. I'm just kind of like looking on my slide deck. I have I'm doing two videos at the same time. I'm doing a presentation video on this camera. I'm doing a talking head video on this camera. So when it comes to getting clients, two different aspects of it. There's direct, indirect. Okay. Direct means that someone understands they have a need. The only conversation you're having is how you're specifically going to help them. Indirect means that a person kind of has an idea of you and you're building the value of your service into why they should actually consider working with you. When it's on social media, in most cases, it's going to be indirect process. When it's internet based, okay, internet based means Google My Business, Pro Advisor. It means let's say you're going to do Upwork. I don't like Upwork, but just for example, let's say it's like Yelp, right? These are like directories where people are coming to get accounting and bookkeeping services. Now, direct is a very quick way to get clients, but you're probably not going to get the right size clients because of price competition. Whenever someone sees 100 different bookkeepers, 100 different accountants, the amount of money that they're willing to pay oftentimes goes down. Even if it's not like malicious, right? I'm not saying it's like malicious, like they just don't want to spend money. What I'm saying is that it's like supply and demand. the more supply there is, the less the people are willing to pay for that because they feel they can just get it from somewhere else that's a little bit cheaper. They start viewing you more as a commodity. When you are a standalone, which what indirect does, right, on social media indirect, because they don't really have that many options, you are the person that sets the price for the market. When you have too many suppliers, now you're competing with average price point, low price points. And the low price point drags down the average price point. So it's going down, down, down. You have to fight to go and actually get the price point that is commensurate with the scope of work, right? Which like if you just want some clients, like it's your first day on the job, you have no experience, okay, cool. You can go get it. But when you start trying to go after higher value clients, and when you see like our students in our program that are getting like, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 per month clients, right? That's how it's more of an indirect style where we're utilizing like social media to go after business owners that have the right size, but they don't really have, they might not be in market yet. So we can make them in market. Cool. Next thing, professional services. Okay. So again, another reason why it's so important to like do a professional service, bookkeeping like better than other business models, because the market's educated. There's not as many steps, and there's importance on like sales and just education. So again, remember, so there's reduced steps. Whenever you're starting, like let's say a restaurant, you have to understand your menu. You have to go and like find a good location. You have to get the real estate. You have to go and put up the money for the building. You have to go and like build the kitchen equipment. You have to go and buy the food. You have to go and hire staff from day number one. You have to go pay for the registers. You have to go pay for like the decals and all the different like interior like design elements of it. You pay for electricity. You have like 20 different steps. I need to go find the people that are interested in eating with you. You have to go and do like a launch day to make sure your restaurant's clean. There are 30,000 steps, right? For professional services, 3 steps. So it's a lot easier for you to get started in like another business. It's just, yeah, you just have to be able to kind of like really think about that and just kind of put that in place. So just skip this and then boom, boom. Okay, so sales and marketing, pricing your services, we already covered that. Communicating value. Sales is just about communication and value. Marketing is just really a preview into what the sales process is going to be like. Okay. You want everything to be very cohesive. Cohesive. That means how you market is going to determine who you speak to, which is going to determine the price they're willing to pay. Like we talk about indirect versus direct, right? So how we're actually marketing, that means we're marketing people that don't have a lot of other options, is going to determine how our consultation call is going to go, because then we're the only person that is like really building a case for what good help actually looks like. And then your pricing is going to be commensurate to that because it's going to be in line with the price you've been price anchoring. You've been price anchoring, talking about the value of this service. So now they feel comfortable paying a high price. And then if they don't buy on the first call, just really understand your follow-up process that's in place. Okay. That's really all that you really need to kind of do. Boom, 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 boom. Also, awesome. Targeting clients. Next thing, okay, so when we're talking about targeting clients, this is sliding more into marketing, avoiding price sensitive clients, okay? So I do not like talking to price sensitive clients. I don't really like ever communicating based on price. If they can't afford something, that's a cash flow issue, that's different. But I don't like communicating based on value at the end of the call, right? So I need to know, are they a price sensitive person before I get to the call? Like there was one of our students in our program was doing this call, and she had this client that basically was being sponsored by a referral partner. So the referral partner was actually going to pay for my student to do the accounting for this lady. And I didn't know that at first. So like we were reviewing the sales call, and the lady was like, "Oh, we've been broke a lot. Oh yeah, we were too broke to afford that." I was like, "This is a terrible prospect. This person is never going to pay you the amount of money that needed to kind of like get this thing going." I was like, I wouldn't even. As soon as she said it, she says broke that she's broke 3 times. Like I do like a 3 strikes rules. Okay, so you say it one time, you talk, talk, talk. You say another aspect where you're broke. They say another. Okay, dude, that's out. It's either I'm gonna call you on it, be like, what is up? Like there's a fee that's associated with this, or I'm just gonna like politely kind of get off the call. Then my student said, oh well, she's being sponsored by this other referral part. So referral part is gonna pay for accounting and bookkeeping. Oh, cool. Okay, that's a little bit different. But I would try and avoid those kind of clients because in a lot of cases they're going to tell you no, and you're going to have a false, just like we talked about with the trust thing earlier, you're going to have a false reason why the person didn't buy. And then that can start kind of like bleeding over into the rest of your sales calls because then you start thinking that no one has money to pay you. Okay. Next thing, benefit of larger clients. I like going after larger clients that can pay between 500 to 5,000 per month. That's showing you look like a client that's doing between 500,000 to about $5 million per year revenue. Okay. I've just found that's just an easier kind of zone to go after. At that stage, the business owner is sophisticated enough to know why they need you, but they also have enough budget to pay you. And it's just easier because like at that stage, the business owner is their time is so taken up. They're not like micromanaging you or asking a bunch of questions, right? They just want the information so they can use information. They don't want to talk a lot. Just what I found. Mhm. Yeah. Next thing, so small clients versus big clients. So just kind of building the last point. So small clients, I don't like the budgetary limitations. Okay, remember, our goal is not to get more clients in this business. It's not about having 200 clients when you're starting out. There will come a time when having more clients makes sense, like if you're trying to sell the business. But when you're just trying to escape your job and create that escape velocity, that just escape velocity means like the ability to escape your current situation, right? I go after like bigger clients and like really just focus on those kind of clients, right? Now, again, because you need less clients to go reach your goal. So when you're starting out with your marketing, you're not going to be a marketing just master. I almost guarantee it, right? There's very few people where within like 10 days of starting a business, if they've never done marketing or sales before, that they're going to get 20, 40, 50, 60 clients. I have seen it, and like students in our program, like they do like hit high revenue goals, but the students in our program, it's not that they're getting 50 clients in the first month. It's they're just getting 2 to 3 really good sized clients right away. So the revenue is different than the amount of clients. Again, that's why it talks about like it's simpler, but it's harder because most people have false expectations. They think that, oh, I'm going to get overwhelmed. I'm going to start the business. I'm going to get overwhelmed by all this demand. It's not like that. It's like you're going to get like maybe 5 leads, and out of those 5 leads, you need to just do the best possible to get them to say yes, but get them to say yes at the right price points. So now we're off to the races. We can focus more on like running the business rather than just like hunting for our first client. Okay. So a good example is actually one of our students named Melissa. So when she first came to me, she had 31 clients. I was like, okay, you have 31 clients. I was like, man, this is good, man. Okay, so you're probably doing like at least 15, 17 grand a month, right? She goes, no, I'm doing like 3,100. Oh. She had clients that are like paying anywhere between like 150 a month on the high end to like she had some clients that are paying like $50 per quarter. Like $50 per quarter. I was like, whoa. And whenever she tried to like raise her prices, they would always like cry like poverty. And it's just like, oh. So when we started working together, we got a referral partner, and that referral partner basically sent her 11 leads in the first like 14 days of working together. Out of those 11 leads, in the first 2 months, she had closed, I believe it was 6 out of those. So by the time she got to like 36, 37 clients, she was doing $9,500 per month. And that did not count a cleanup. She did this cleanup project, it was like 4 months, $6,000 per month for 4 months. It was a really, really big, it was like a forensic accounting cleanup, right? So they really had to kind of go back and see like what was causing the money to be missing for that company. So $24,000 cleanup. Plus, she got into $9,500 a month, not counting the cleanup. Um, and that gave her the ability to leave her job. She had been in business since like 2008. So from 2008 to about 2022, she had only built up to $3,100 a month. That's crazy, right? And in the span of like 14 days, then she's able to go get to go almost well, 9,500 a month is past 6 figures, and I think 9,000 a month is 6 figures. So doesn't take long if you do this stuff right, if you know what you're doing. Okay. And again, that's why it's like you really have to just really understand this stuff because there's also another thing you need to kind of balance too, which is the hmm, sorry, I don't get a weird text. Um, what was it? Sorry, I had a text. Cool. Yeah, next thing when it comes to sales, okay, the one thing that's really challenging when it comes to going from small ticket clients to big ticket clients is learning how to disconnect your self-worth from pricing. So a lot of people struggle because they're like, I can't charge this price point. It's like their self-worth is like really, really attached to it. And it causes them to really struggle. It's like, well, I don't know if I'm worth this. And it's like, it's not about whether you're not you're worth it. It's easier if you start putting the value and the focus on the size of the problem. The other person, yes to 1 p.m. I am working, so my response time is delayed. Smiley face. Yes. So it's really just about doing that, okay? Because like it's about the value of the problem, right? It's never about the value, like, is it your self-worth? Because like, I mean, it's really hard to kind of like to determine what is the intrinsic self-worth of a person, right? Because it's just money we're talking about, right? So it's not necessarily connected to you. I know like in the past, like maybe if you're going for a job, like there's certain like my value, my time, but when it comes to running a business, it's really about what is the price of the work because there's going to come a point in time to where you're not actually doing the work yourself. So everything is based on like your value, then logically that means that when you have someone else doing it, the price will either have to go up or have to go down. And that's not really the case. It's based on the scope of work when you're doing your pricing. Like one of our students, like she was really having trouble when she first got started. Her name was Joanne. And the first thing that we had to do is just tell her, hey man, like use the pricing calculator. I don't care, like, if you kind of feel that maybe you're not worth it or you don't know if someone's gonna pay this. This is what the work is worth. This is bare minimum. And then once you start doing that, then she started getting people to say yes at the right price points because she stopped thinking about it in terms of like what does this mean in terms of my life instead of just okay, this is the price. And the way that she described the value was a lot more objective rather than subjective. This was just the value. If you want help, like this is what good help costs, and this is what the cost of your scope of work is. Yeah, and that's the just the biggest thing when it comes to all this business. Okay. So also now, if you want some help, go ahead and click the link inside the description either above below the video. I like to keep these videos right around like 20 minutes, like maximum, because if you do it longer, then YouTube will start to like decrease the amount of viewers you get, just because most people are not going to like make it to the end of the video. So if you want some help and really make sure that you can actually go on with your goals, and you want personalized direct coaching to help you get to your goals. Like maybe you're having trouble with pricing, you don't know how to price it. Okay, we're gonna help you with that. Maybe you're not very good at sales yet. And it's like it's okay. Like no one's great at sales when they first get started. So we're gonna coach you through that to make sure that you have the underlying skill sets it takes to make this business as simple as possible so we can reach our goal. Okay. We don't want complex businesses. We don't want challenges. We want to make sure things are streamlined and things are easy for us to go and get to our goals. Okay. So if that's you, I would love to see you on the call. If you're not quite ready, that's a-okay too. I will see you inside the next video. I would just encourage you that if you have the ability to go and reach your goals, right, it doesn't make sense to wait. I had a student actually join our program. She waited almost for a year. It's like she's gonna have success probably in like the first like 30 to 90 days of working together. So it's like she basically just added a year onto the ability to go and get to this goal. And like, it's very easy to kind of say like there's like a lot of stuff that's kind of going on in your life, or there's like stuff that maybe is stopping you from doing it. But everybody has that. As soon as you're ready to kind of go and attack this thing, we can reach your goals. Reaching your goals is not the hard part. It's committing to your business, committing to your process that no matter what, no matter if you have to kind of work around, picking up your children, maybe you have to work around your children's like, it's baseball season kind of right now. It's starting to be in baseball season right now, right? It doesn't matter. We can help you go and reach your goals. We can build your schedule around what your life has, but we need for you to be in the right mindset to go and do this thing and to go and attack. So if that's you, I'd love to see you on the call. If you're not quite ready, I'll see you sometime in the future. I'm hoping it's now so we can go and reach your goals together. Okay. Talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your day. Take it easy. Let me stop recording on both.